All right, what's up, Dragon Brood? Zendikar Rising. We got our first real big previews, and they're something else. You know, they're pretty entertaining. I can't really say much negative about them. I think they're actually very useful and different, which I like. So this is a good start if this is what the rest of the set looks like. But let's go ahead and hop in and talk about these cards. Let's start with Jace. Now, the interesting thing about Jace is that it is a low mana planeswalker. However, there's a lot of times your opponent's not going to want to play it on 3 because it has a kicker of 2. So it's almost like a 5 mana planeswalker. And the cool part is it makes a copy of itself, but the copy only gets 1 loyalty. So you can't really go crazy with them, but this is really interesting, right? Like, now you kind of have to decide if you're attacking your opponent. Do you attack both of them? Do you attack one of them? They're getting to double scry every turn, potentially, if you let them live. So, I mean, it's really, really neat. I like this style of card. And I like the idea here, right? Like, there's the option to start putting other keyword abilities on planeswalkers. Now, I'm not sure what all other ones work. Maybe, like, Delve or something. Probably kind of crazy. Maybe we don't do that. But there's some things we could do if we went back and looked, which I think make this card very interesting. And it is also low cost enough that if you do want to take a shot at it, then like, go for it. You just go ahead and scry for 2, put it into play, and then if it lives, it's a bonus. If it doesn't, you're not that worried about it. So yeah, overall, this is a very cool card. I kind of dig it. I don't know what type of deck it would fit in yet, obviously, as we need to wait and see what the other cards in Zendikar bring, but this is a hell of a start, and I think this is the way a preview season should be kicked off, showing off really big cards and really getting people excited about what's to come. Now, taking a look at Nahiri. Nahiri is a 4 mana planeswalker, 2 white red, has 4 loyalty, +1, create a 1/1 Night Warrior creature token, and you can attach an equipment or that you control to it when it comes into play. You can -2, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may search or reveal a warrior or an equipment, put it into your hand, put the rest on the bottom. Or you can -3, and here he deals damage to target creature or player equal to twice the number of equipment you control. So the interesting thing about Nahiri is I think people's first instinct is going to be, let's play all of the equipment. Let's get as much as we can into play. This also probably means there's going to be a fair amount of equipment in Zendikar, which is something that could be pretty cool because we had equipment previously. Lots of adventuring gear. It's kind of the way it's structured. But in this case, you may play Nahiri in a deck that has no actual equipment. And that would make a lot of sense. I mean, think about it this way. Nahiri's a 4 mana, 4 loyalty planeswalker that effectively can go search for a creature on that turn. So if you already have other creatures to defend it, because it is turn 4, then you go ahead and just search up the creature you need for the next turn. Or you just make another 1/1 and then you have something to block with, then you start searching. Also, go look at the number of things that are warrior. I'm pretty sure that list includes creatures like Winota. So when you're worried about, hey, when am I going to draw it? It's like, well, can you play Nahiri and basically have Winota 5, 6, maybe 7 if you want to play 3 Nahiris? So there's a lot of things I think we're going to see Nahiri used for that we haven't really processed yet. This also says on some level that both warriors and equipments are going to be beneficial in the format. So there's a lot of things we're getting from these planeswalkers and these clues for sure. So yeah, this is actually a really, really exciting start. I mean, both of these are playable, both of them, and here's the other thing too, both of these are strong, but they're not overpowered. This isn't like the type of planeswalker, neither one of them, being the type to like, oh, my opponent got this, I have to deal with this immediately, or it's going to lead to the end of the game. You know, it's not Ugin level. It's not Nissa Who Shakes the World level, right? Like, this is actually a good, either one of them, like if you look at them, they are just good creative cards. And that's what we're looking for, right? You want them to be able to be played, but not overpower the game state. Like, be useful in the decks. Have multiple uses even in this case, right? Like, Jace could go into multiple different blue decks. It doesn't need to be doing a particular thing. Nahiri can go into any aggro decks that have red and white just to generate creatures. or has some number of warriors that are worth going to search for, right? So lots of cool abilities here. And I don't know where this means the rest of the set's going, but this is very cool. I like both of these. Would I say I'm excited? I don't know. Like, maybe a little, maybe. Okay, I'm going to say I'm excited because I'm impressed with the design, even on just these cards, that we have found a way to do big, interesting cards, try new things, but they're not necessarily over the top and feel super pushed, which is great. So I believe these can both lead to some different deck designs, some new ideas. Maybe Nahiri more so than Jace. You know, Jace seems like more ubiquitous for the blue players, probably for the next year of Standard. But Nahiri definitely can be built around in a couple of different ways, which I think is very cool. So, yeah, we're off to a good start. We'll see when the rest of the previews roll around. I'll try to keep up with them and give you some videos in the future. Remember, as usual, down in the description below, you can actually find all my links to all my stuff. I stream over on Twitch. I have a podcast, Color of Magic, and you can also follow me on Twitter. Let me know down in the comments, though, what you're expecting to see in Zendikar, what you're hoping to see that would make you excited if these two didn't get you going. Or even let me know what you thought about these two cards. I think it'd be a fun discussion. Anyway, that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.